Everybody here knows that people suffer. Your friends may have suffered. Your loved ones may have suffered. Worst of all, I think, is when children suffer, and God allows it. And lo and behold, John chapter 9 comes onto the lap of Park End Church, and it's for, among others, suffering people. And if not with disabilities, it's for those who are suffering with anything that makes you go like this. Have you ever done that? Did you do it this morning? People who feel alone. People for who they didn't ask for something and it's entered their life and their lives will never be the same again. Chapter 9 can be summarized like this. It's not hopeless and it's not pointless what you're going through. As Jesus went along, he saw a blind man from birth. Jesus runs into suffering. We like to run away from it. Jesus runs into suffering. That's what he's like. His disciples asked Jesus, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus. But this happened so that the work of God might be displayed in his life. He says, ladies and gentlemen, there's a bigger story going on here. God is at work in this person's miserable day and in this miserable situation. There's a bigger story going on here. There isn't a child or adult in this room or watching at home whom for every second of their lives God doesn't have a plan. Whether you spent last night screaming in tears or you're dumbfounded with grief, from a bad back to a broken heart, God has a plan. And so he heals a man on a Sabbath. Do you know why? Because Sabbath is all about rest. Sabbath is when we can go, even if I'm not very well, I can rest. Even if I can't get out of bed, he's still got me. And one day a week, I'm just going to remind myself that I am in his shalom and his light, and he's got me. And he brings him rest. He's healed me. I've been looking for rest everywhere. And Jesus finally brings it to me. He's got me. And he is showing in John 9 what his future world is going to be like. He's giving us a vision of our loved ones in Christ running on that new day, running with no illness. It's a thumbnail of the world to come. Jesus calls us all, come to my rest. But I've got a couple more things to say, because I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, oh, that's nice, but this sermon's not for me, because my problems haven't been healed. Well, sometimes in the Bible, his purpose is to sustain. It's healing in John 9. Elsewhere, it's, I've got you. We're not done yet in this situation, but I've got you. Sometimes we joke, God switched his hearing aid off to me. It's clever, but it's not true. He swears to his people that he never switches his hearing aid off. Never. So the no isn't, I'm not listening. It's a fatherly, not yet, I'm still at work. And for Paul, he goes, that no ended up with me learning this. My grace is sufficient for you. I have now discovered that God is better than health. And his no got me there. The testimony of the Christian life is this. He gets us back up. He gets us back up. One Puritan said this, many people have been wheeled to hell in the chariots of earthly pleasures, while others have been whipped to heaven by the rod of affliction. Sometimes you can't trace his hand in your life and say, I know exactly what he's doing, but we can trust his heart. Don't aim for comfort and health, go higher. Aim to know God, because that's all of our calling in this world and the next.